best excuse you can come up with is the fact that you just don't have time to pay attention to Fauci. What do you think, we dumb? You listen to him all year long to negate what y'all decided to do to us. And now all of a sudden, it's not important? Yeah, sure. Pull the Biden card. Doesn't matter. Major teabag. All your bosses are dead and gone, buddy. Pelosi's not the same person. Biden's not the same person. None of them are. So, who got tricked and fooled actually are y'all. So, let's move on. So we get down the pipe here, and I go to the courthouse to meet a friend of mine who stood out there almost all year long. God bless her so much. And stood there for the kids and the elderly every day. And would you believe that those people, the ones I'm talking about in this video, they walk past her and never ask anything about them signs. But you see, Sheriff Renee, you knew what those signs meant because I told you all about it. And yet you were like, "Oh, that's nice," and walked in to do your job while you wore your little mask. What you are is a law enforcement officer that has a little pen and a gun and all that and a nice Denali to ride around in, simply to push papers, shake hands, collect mob money, and do what you're told. So, it must suck being everybody else's bitch. You could have been the man. You could have been a man of God that stood for people at all costs, because that's what the oath you took is all about, not the policy you follow. The oath, sir, which trumps all things. But you're forgetting that, apparently. I've explained this so many times that I get tired of actually saying it, but it's worth it because I love those kids. I love all these children and the elderly people and their families that they had to suffer at the cost of not seeing their loved one buried or ridiculous things. And any of you fire marshals out there that were, handling up on these businesses with your little mandations and all this you made them do, yeah, you're gonna you're gonna pay for those actions judicially, and so will you, Sheriff Renee. All of you will pay for the actions that you decided not to take, that you're actually bound by constitutional law to do. Bound by it. So when you break it, that's what those U.S. executive orders are all about. I gave you guys. Y'all know how to read. You just think that part of the plan is to don't divert. Don't ever agree. Just moving along. Kind of like pickleball, I won't give $2,500 for your Second Amendment rights, but I'll give $15,000. So here's another thing you can do, Sheriff. Those sheriff vehicles and vehicles that have no license plate, they're just parking wherever they want, doing all that stuff. You gotta give them some vehicles out straight. Because the cop watch is coming soon there, buddy. If other events don't unfold that I already know about, that could or couldn't based on God's timing. And if those unfold, well, we won't need any of that. But the bottom line is this. There's either one or two things you're going to do in this whole thing. You're either going to work for your policy, all of you, and the people that work above you who are not your bosses, we're your bosses, or you're going to work for us and do the right thing. When you choose to do the other way and actually impede our constitutional rights by any way, you are all legally fired. You're no longer employed. So let that be a heads up. And you can change all the policy you want. You can do all the little bills you want to put into play to put us to our demise and mandate a shot and come and take our kids or our family members and put them in health emergency camps because we won't take the shots and we're at risk of spreading it. But if the shot worked, it wouldn't matter if we took the shot or not. See, that's the part of your science that doesn't make any sense because it's bullshit. And you've all been debunked at every cross and turn. And the thing is that you guys are playing the game like, in the room doing the deal to get the ball continuing to roll, and the game you're playing is cashing in the bank account and having your money and with that, I guess you consider your freedom and your privileges with power. But let's get this straight. Most, I would say 80-90% at this point of the people that you actually work for or what we call is awake. Not woke, but awake. And guess what? You look like fools. And now they're figuring out exactly what I've explained throughout this entire video, that you all pretend to be sheriffs, pretend to be presidents of the parish and dignitaries of college educations and on and on and on. But what I've come to find out is that you're all morons who repeat messages that don't do anything but walk around a burning bush and never actually take care of the real problem. Kind of like the experience at City Hall, New Roads, where you all are allowing a mayor to not have required legal, you hear that, Sheriff? Legal documentation for the people, a means to get it, or to make complaints. And it is your damn job to fix that there, buddy. Just like it was your job to help the kids in school over something that was not law all along. And see, when I called you about that cop, P009, I think, it might have been P009, P003, one of the two. He had tattoos on one arm. I mean, he was probably a nice guy or something. He was young. But I didn't have a mask on. A guy didn't have a mask on. His kid didn't have a mask on. So this dude proceeds to, put his hands on the kid and the other dad and to throw him out of Walmart in New Roads. This was a while back. And I told the dude, I was like, dude, you put your hands on that kid again and I'm going to whip your ass. Gun or no gun, taser or no taser, you're fucking losing your mind. The child's freaking out because you put your hands on her and she doesn't even know who you are. Just because you're a cop doesn't mean she doesn't want to be away from her dad, and they weren't doing anything wrong. They weren't breaking the law. But yet, the store manager not only broke a HIPAA violation because I was not able to get my mother's prescription that day, I was never legally actually trespassed in the legal manner. I just left because I didn't want to see the dad and the little girl be upset. Anything else happened to them. And that officer was super tyrannical, but as he knows now that he's fired, I've never seen him again. I told you, young man, God does not like it when you take his children and throw them around for nothing. And he knows what those that you are answering to are doing, so that's why he corrected you this way. At least you won't have to go down the pipe like the rest of them will, who are actually doing the dirty to the umpteenth degree. But again, I called you, Renee, and what did you say? You'll handle it. Because you knew that I was right. You knew that all along, all of it was bullshit. And yet you didn't step out there, even with that, to go and say, you know what? I want to take a stand, and da-da-da-da. No, you didn't do none of that. You just stayed going with the flow. Meanwhile, little kids come home throwing up with headaches and... I mean, dang, Tebow, you did that to your own children. What a piece of shit. I mean, dude, you know damn good and well you know what's up, dude. You know we know who you are, what you do, why you do it, what organization, order you belong to outside of work. I'm not stupid, boy. Thing is that the whole world's going to know before long, and you all aren't going to be able to walk the streets ever again because people are never going to give you respect for what you did to them. You sold them out for money. You sold them out straight up because you were chicken shit cowards. You're either a coward or you're a greedy, money-hungry person that doesn't mind doing the dirty work to the people. Problem is that, God minded all along. And so he had a plan And that's why he got all of us together years ago to get us right here and right now. You see, folks, it's frustrating, but you never give up. Because if those elderly people and their loved ones, the children, their moms and dads, and the rest of us who have all kind of suffered, for sure, have been through some ups and downs, had that man stand up for them, I would like to say that that'd be an awesome way to see the end of this thing here in this little town and be proud of the people that we have here. And I am proud of a lot of people here. But there are some people, namely the ones that I'm pointing out, that I'm just downright disgusted with. Just disgusted with. I've seen you, Sheriff, pop off into the little gas stations and get your liquor and bullets. And you say, hey, little buddy, how you doing? Well, my question to you is, hey, little buddy, why ain't you doing your job, my man? You don't even have to care about me at all. It's not about me. It's not about you. That's about those beautiful kids, man. The kids that committed suicide, the kids that went to the hospital, the kids that suffered. While you pop around town picking up your liquor for your afternoon, enjoying yourself. Just because you pass out some food somewhere doesn't mean that you're doing your damn job. That's called meeting and greeting. The people want to see you do your job. We'll love you a lot more if you did your job. That's all, my man. And I've been hinting to that through all the times I've tried to contact you. And I've always told you, sir, God bless you. I pray for God to break that heart of yours and bring that courage and strength in there for you to do what you got to do. But ultimately, God gave you your will like He gave me mine. I hope the best for you. I will keep all of y'all in my prayers. And I forgave all of y'all. I do. But I will continue to do the work. And if you all happen to get implicated, rightfully so, that's going to be what's going to have to happen. And there will be no getting out of it. There will be nowhere to go. The sad part is it's going to look a lot worse on your part in the end of it all, because all of the face that you thought you were going to receive ended up turning around into the thing that would be your demise, because you didn't love from your heart. Let's be real. You didn't say, hey, I want to be that one guy that makes that change, that really, really loves his job and loves and understands what the oath that I took behind the badge and my job really is. There's men and women that went to war all these years so you could put the badge on, to be our defender at home. Maybe somebody, Renee, in your family was also an officer. Is that an example you want to set for them? Don't think that I'm not fully aware of the corruption in y'all's departments all over. And people are getting tired and fed up with it, because by law you're supposed to investigate these things, and when you don't, other people that are appointed, such as parish presidents, mayors, and so on, are supposed to investigate each other. And when you don't do that as a whole, you get what's called formal criminal complaints, because you are failing to do things by law. Eventually, yes, it goes up the ladder to the Supreme Court, and of course we already know that that's why you guys just keep moving forward. You think that everything is rolling in the way it is. How could y'all ever get implicated? The people will never be able to rise up above this. But that's where you're wrong. And that's why we're here and now. And that's why what you see before you is the number 17. You freaking morons. You You forgot that you were messing with the Creator, the person that loved you from the start. All he wanted you to do was heed the warning and love his children, especially the little babies. Sitting here just thinking about if there's anything else I'm missing. I'm sure there is. Oh yeah, how about the mayor? This is what I'm hearing, Sheriff Renee. Here's another job you can do. The mayor there had a buddy who decided he was going to stab up somebody at Club 91. Same artist that is playing this weekend here in New Roads. And the buddy that stabbed up this guy, he ended up getting picked up and charged, rightfully so. And the mayor went down there and got him on a written summons out of jail. It's on camera. There's witnesses, affidavits. That's a serious situation, Sheriff. So you've already let this guy get away with telling the people at a public domain unlawful things altogether and keeping them from their due process of any sort. So that's that. That's not why you got the bodyguards. See, you have. Now it's time to get the information of why you do private deals with people outside of work, who they are, why you're doing them, when you're doing them. Who was at these parties during the peaks of COVID? What drugs were there? What videotapes we have of that? Politicians, police department people, rappers, Illuminatists, kids underage. I mean, I think before that even ever had to come out or be put out there,